first up this week, it is QuackShot starring Donald Duck for the Sega Mega Drive.
Yes.
You never played this, have you?
No.
Did you own a Mega Drive?
I did. I got it for Mortal Kombat.
Because you didn't want the shitty green sweat SNES version.
Correct. And played a few other Disney games. Owned a few other Disney games. But yeah, QuackShot was one that always eluded me, which was disappointing because I was always a sucker for things that use the Indiana Jones font.
Yeah,
as logos.
That's all this is, man. It's Indiana Jones. It's like Donald Duck's wearing a fedora and he's going off on a grand adventure.
Yeah.
So this was released way back in 91. I think the Mega Drive was 88. So it's a few years in. I think
Was it?
Yeah, Mega Drive came out long before the SNES, man. Because the Master System failed, so they had to come out with the Mega Drive or Genesis pretty quick. So it was 88, 89 it came out. So it had a big lead on the SNES. So back in those days, yeah, the Mega Drive was competing with the actual NES itself. So that's probably why it sort of became popular, because it was the first 16-bit platform. So
Yep.
But yeah, so QuackShot, man, fuck me. This is a nostalgia trip because this is a game I remember being so hard as a kid. Like, I spent months and months finishing it, and just like it took forever to get through it. And like playing it now, I sat down and I played it. It took 2 hours the first time.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, this is a bit short. And then then I replayed it again because I wanted to capture it so I could put this up as a video on the site. It took me an hour and 10 minutes to get through it.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And it's like speed runs on it are 30 minutes. I'm thinking, fuck, how do they do it in 30 minutes? But yeah, so, you know, obviously because it's a Disney game, it's going to be a little easier. It's aimed at children. But, it's just one of those really good old school platformers. And it did it in a different way, because most platformers just left to right, you go through worlds 1-1 to like typical Mario shit, yeah?
Yeah.
But this, you had a map, and you know, it's very Indiana Jones inspired, so you flew on a plane from place on the map to map. But when you reached the end of a level, it wasn't actually the end of a level. It usually needed, like, there's an Egypt level with a pyramid. So to get in the pyramid, you'd need a key. So you get to the end to where the pyramid is, then you'd have to fly to another level, go get that key, and then come back to Egypt, get in the pyramid. And it just had sort of a more of an adventure / platformer feel to it.
Oh yeah.
But you know,
Bit of an international vibe.
Yeah, it had very varied levels, and the music's fucking one of my favorite music from games ever, man. It's fucking amazing, some of the music in this game. It's really fucking good. Yeah, some of it is inspired by Indiana, and it's just got a really good Disney feel to it. Like, it's hard to explain through words, but hopefully the video can convey it, because I'll put that up with this. But yeah, so in Japan it was known as I Love Donald Duck. Garuzia Uno Hiho. I don't know how to pronounce that. But just the fact it's called I Love Donald Duck is fucking crazy to me.
That's so Japanese.
But yeah, like, what was the other game? Mickey Mouse and the Castle of Illusion was actually called I Love Mickey Mouse. So,
okay.
Crazy Japanese, fucking crazy stuff, you know.
What about for those of us that love Goofy?
Did he? I don't think he gave. He is in QuackShot though, so there is a lot of He's in the pyramid. He actually gives you the. Fuck, I can't remember. I just played it the other day and I can't remember what he actually gives you. But yeah, so this was developed by Disney Interactive Studios. So it is 100% Disney. It's published by Sega.
Yep.
So, like, do you ever remember that Aladdin came out on the SNES and the Mega Drive?
Yep.
And there's always been a war about which one's better. Like, I'll always claim the Mega Drive one's better. But people,
the Mega Drive game is one of the greatest games that I ever played on the Mega Drive.
Yeah, but
love that game.
The SNES one is a totally different version, so I assume that's because Sega published all these Disney games back in those days. So I don't know.
Capcom made the Super Nintendo Aladdin.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably why it's 100% different. But yeah, so Sega had what did they have? Tailspin. There was the Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion. Then you had Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck in World of Illusion. You had Aladdin. You had Jungle Book. You had Ariel. Is it Ariel? The Little Mermaid.
Ariel.
Yeah. So they had the exclusive Disney shit on that, man, and they were all actually really good games. I actually went back and played Tailspin after QuackShot, but it's not something. It's not something I owned as a kid, so I'm not gonna do a replay on it because I'm not actually replaying it. I did own, excuse me, Mickey Mouse on Game Gear. I never had the Mega Drive version, but it was exactly the same game, just fucking ported down.
Yeah, that's where I played it too, funnily enough.
But yeah, QuackShot was actually ported to the Saturn in '98 as part of the Sega Ages collection. But only in Japan, sadly. So I don't know. I don't think it looks any better. I think they just put it on the Saturn and there you go. But yeah, the game stars Donald. Now, I like Donald Duck, but my biggest beef with him has always been is I don't understand what the fuck he says. I have this thing in my brain that doesn't understand other accents or other languages at all.
This is true.
Yeah, I can't comprehend when people don't speak to me in clear fucking English. So Donald Duck is just sitting there. I used to be able to do his voice as a kid, but I can't do it anymore, sadly. So.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the more widespread impressions that people can usually do.
Yeah, and I can probably still do the noise, but I can't actually talk. But I could never understand him, so he was never a favorite character of mine. But I used to love the shit out of DuckTales, man. That was one of my favorite cartoons when I was a kid. Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and so good, man. Going on adventures with Scrooge and what was his name? Darkwing? No, who was the
Gizmo Duck?
Gizmo. Was he the one that flew the plane and shit?
Yeah. Launchpad.
Yeah, Launchpad. He was a
Launchpad McQuack. Yeah.
No, I used to love DuckTales. So that came out in '87. I think it finished only 3 seasons later in '90. So that's what made me. I think I went out and got this game because my brother brought home the Mega Drive one day and just surprised me. I didn't even know we were getting it. And he came home with Sonic and I think Golden Axe were my first games on the Mega Drive. And then,
not bad.
I think, soon after that, the first game I bought, because I was still on my DuckTales trip after that, was QuackShot. I fucking loved it, man. It was probably one of the best animated sprites of Donald Duck you'll ever find, man. He's pretty big, and it's really fucking good, man. He looks so good, man. It's crazy. But
I'd never played QuackShot, but Aladdin, I can attest to, was one of the best looking games I'd ever seen. That had really sort of translated one medium, from TV to gaming. It was just crazy. Even other games around that based on cartoons like Tasmania and that. I don't know
Tasmania was great.
Yeah, that looked awesome too.
But yeah, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they fly the plane in this, so they fly you from point to point on the map. Daisy's in there blowing up at Donald. You got Gyro Gearloose. Big Bad Pete is the bad guy. And, Goofy's in there. Scrooge is in there. He's not really in it. He's just... They're at his house when they find the treasure map, and that's when they go on their adventure. Mickey's Mouse, I don't know why, but his face is on a blimp. At one point during one of the stages, it makes no sense to me, but... They just,
Easter egg.
Yeah, they just had the plug Mickey Bean in there. And you had... I don't know, you remember Jungle Book much?
Yeah,
Yeah, you had Kaa, which is the snake, as far as I remember, Remember the cobra? Yeah, and Shere Khan was the tiger, so he's one of the actual bosses in this game. Which is pretty cool, so there's a lot of tie-ins to the Disney universe. But it's a fucking fantastic game. And I'm really shocked that I finished it so quick. And I still remembered everything. I must have played it so much as a kid. Because playing it now, I just knew where to go. I knew the shortcuts. I knew everything. So
yeah,
it only cost me. Well, I got it mint in box with the instruction book, and it cost me $20, man. Free shipping. I was fucking cheering, man. I paid more for that when it originally came out. So
Yeah.
It was a pretty good find on eBay, so...
Yeah, for sure. It's weird, though, they didn't go more with the DuckTales thing, though.
Yeah,
considering it came
there's
after.
not actually an actual DuckTales game, I don't think. I'd have to look
Yes,
that
there
up.
is. They just remastered it.
What?
Not long ago.
Oh, DuckTales on the... That was the NES, yeah.
NES, though, yeah.
With Scrooge, yeah. There was actually a sequel
Correct.
to that, too. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I had never had a NES. I never got to experience the magic of DuckTales. That's a very beloved game, but I don't like it, so... But maybe that's because I didn't grow up with it, having the nostalgia for it, so...
Yeah.
But I did, when they released that DuckTales game, I don't know if you ever saw, they sent out to the press. They actually took old NES carts, they ripped out the game inside it, and they actually ported the new game. Wait. Yeah. Wait, no. They actually sent out DuckTales on NES to... No, wait, what was it? Fuck, I can't remember. Yeah, I think they did the new game, but they did it in the NES, so it could work on a NES. And they sent out the carts to reviewers and shit. So they
How would it work, though?
I don't know. I'm actually confusing myself right now, but I know the reviewers all got like NES carts of DuckTales, and I'm pretty sure it was the new game, not the old one. So they actually went all out for the marketing shit for reviewers for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man. I'm not gonna put any scores or anything on these things because you can't fucking put a score on DuckTales in this day and age. It just doesn't work. So these aren't gonna be reviews. They're just gonna be more of a snapshot of me playing an old game in today's world, playing it again as an adult. And yeah, man.
So from that perspective, it's still controlled really well.
Oh man, it plays perfectly, man. It's a very easy platformer, and his main weapon is a fucking plunger. This is one of the cool mechanics. Is you don't actually kill anyone because it's a Disney game. So
of course,
when you shoot, I don't know what they're called. Like Big Bad Pete is the boss, but the enemies are Bad Pete's. I don't know how that works, but they look exactly like Big Bad Pete, but they're just like littler versions.
They're skinny guys.
They're not skinny. No, they look like Bad Pete, but what are the Beagle Boys, man? I remember the Beagle Boys from something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you were talking about.
That's what I only know his name's Big Bad Pete, so. But yeah, the Beagle Boys, I'm sure, is just like the most common enemy, and you just shoot them in the face with the plunger, and they get stunned, and you can walk past them. But as you go through the levels, you actually get an upgraded plunger, which you can shoot on tall walls, so you can jump further up and use them as the platform themselves. So it opened up the whole game, pretty much like that. So that was a pretty cool mechanic back in those days too. And you get a popcorn gun, which it's
I thought there was bubbles or something.
You get a bubble gun, which is really weird. That actually blows up like ice blocks and shit, so you can get through them. It's just it's a crazy adventure starring Donald Duck, man. I don't know, man. It's just, the cover art on it is so fucking good. That's why
I always wanted it.
That box, man. Hey?
That's what had to grab you back in the day, though, because you couldn't always read about shit. Obviously, we had no internet. And that was always a risk, and I think that's why some shitty games are fondly remembered by people, because that's the only game you had, right?
Yeah. But no, this as soon as I saw the cover for this, it's just bright, and it's got Donald Duck in a fedora with a whip, and you just it's Indiana Jones, man, in fucking DuckTales universe, man. It's like, what more could you ask for as a kid? But yeah, surprisingly, it holds up really well today, and the soundtrack and just the animation, man, it's just something about it, man. I recommend people go out and give it a shot because they just don't make games like this anymore. So
yeah,
and I'd love to see my nephews play it and enjoy it too, but I don't even know if they know who Donald Duck is anymore. I don't know if he's relevant in this day and age. I don't know if he's
Mason knows who he is.
Disney's Clubhouse and all that sort of shit. So
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, yeah.
Yeah, so don't know if
I've shown him DuckTales.
Oh, fair enough. I just don't know if kids are into that sort of shit these days. So is Disney still prevalent like it was when we were kids? Oh
yeah, but Disney is not just Donald Duck and that anymore.
Yeah, it's Marvel and Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
It's a strange new world.
It is indeed.
Yeah, but that's pretty much my replayed look at QuackShot starring Donald Duck for the Mega Drive.